New construction homes have saved the new Braunfels housing market the last 2+ years with all kinds of incentives and discounts to entice otherwise sidelined buyers. But is your time up for a deal in New Braunfels? We have evidence in today's video that time is running out. If you want a deal on a home in New Braunfels, would that leave you shut out of the housing market here in New Braunfels entirely if your window is closing or already closed? I'll also answer that in today's video. If you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for coming aboard, because every week we're trying to put out relevant and timely information just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. The higher mortgage rates have slowed down growth in New Braunfels the last 2+ years, which has led to more homes sitting on the market and more homes sitting longer on the market. A big chunk of our housing market and home sales in New Braunfels are new construction homes, and builders have been offering everything and the kitchen sink, all kinds of incentives to buy down the mortgage rates and offer money for closing costs since 2022 to get buyers to buy. For many buyers, that strategy from the builders has worked like a charm, especially for families on a budget and sensitive to the monthly payment. But your time could be up for wheeling and dealing on new construction homes in New Braunfels, and here's why. Inflation has been cooling down the last 3 months. We're at 3% inflation right now. The Federal Reserve's target for the last 2+ years has been 2% inflation, but the Fed has also indicated that it will not wait till it gets down to 2% inflation before making that first rate cut. And now we're on the cusp of a very big decision which will impact many of you as buyers and sellers. The Federal Reserve will meet soon to make a decision on whether to leave the rates unchanged or to announce a rate cut in September or December. We decided to do some research here to dig a little deeper for you, so when it comes time for you to make a decision, buyers or sellers, you know what to do. And here's what we're finding. The odds of the first rate cut coming in September, about a month from now, is 100%. That's, yes, 100%. That's according to traders, people who sell stocks and bonds and other financial securities. 93% of those traders say that the rate will be lowered by a 1/4 point. 7% say it'll be lowered by a 1/2 point. Either way, odds are very strong that we're going to see our first rate cut this September. Gotta like the odds, but what does all this mean if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in New Braunfels? Well, if you're buying a home in New Braunfels, it's good news, because your rate will come down and so will your monthly payment. For sellers, this is just a sigh of relief, because you've been stuck in your home the last 2-3 years because you have a great mortgage rate, 2, 3, 4%, and you don't want to move to get into something in the 6s and 7s. It just doesn't make sense. But now with the rate coming down, possibly, you'll have more freedom to make that decision. It's finally time to sell, finally time to move, and you may get a little bit more for your home because rates are coming down and the monthly payment becomes more manageable for buyers that can afford more home. Sellers and buyers, come a little closer. Let's huddle up right now, because this is very important to know. You may already know this, but whenever rates come down, buyer demand goes up, and so does the price of homes. Now, what does all this mean if you want to get your hands on that coveted new construction deal in New Braunfels, all the incentives and discounts that the builders are offering? What does all this mean? We decided to dig a little bit deeper by asking several New Braunfels builders if they're going to be offering the same incentives and discounts this September. Here's what they have to say. One builder says, quote, "We've been told it's month to month, but it keeps being extended." Another builder says, quote, "We usually just know a day or 2 in advance when our incentives will change. Depends on the market condition," another New Braunfels builder says. The New Braunfels builder goes on to say, as long as the rates are in the 6s and the 7s, most builders will be offering rate buy downs and closing cost money. This next one is interesting and very consistent with what we've been seeing on the ground here with new construction homes in New Braunfels the last 2 years. Quote, "We are in fact starting homes for construction aggressively, since we do expect a higher demand based on the current data." There you go. There's your cheat sheet. How New Braunfels builders are responding to the very latest data. Now, there is no surefire way to know when exactly things will change. Of course, we told you about the odds a couple minutes ago. Those are the odds. It's nothing etched in stone, but we will have a bigger clue coming up soon when the Fed meets to discuss rates. We do know that when rates improve, that builders will start backing off those incentives and discounts for buying down rates and closing costs, because buyer demand will have increased. That we do know. So incentives will fall off in proportion to where the rates are at the time and how many homes builders have sitting on the market without buyers and how much they want to incentivize buyers to come through the door. Things are changing in New Braunfels. We recently had 2 families come to New Braunfels wanting to purchase a new construction home. They found those homes wanting to purchase. They're pre-approved based on their homes selling. Bad news, the builders aren't accepting contingent offers. They require you to be under contract on your current home or sold. That's different than even a few months ago when builders were accepting contingent. If you just listed your house, they just need to see proof of that and you can go under contract on a new construction home in New Braunfels. Things are tightening up in New Braunfels. Hypothetical here, let's say rates do come down and builders pull off those incentives. Are you screwed if you're a buyer wanting to purchase a deal in New Braunfels, or even if you're a seller in New Braunfels selling your resale home? If you're selling your resale home, no, rates come down, let's say to the 5s, you got a better shot at selling your home and moving along and selling it for closer to what you're looking for or what you're looking for. If you're a buyer, let's say the rates come down to the 5s, the mid 5s, high 5s, maybe the high 4s. Well, that's the same that builders are offering right now with rate buy downs in the 4s and the 5s. So you are right where you need to be. Now, if you do plan on buying a new construction home in New Braunfels and the builders, let's say, pull back on those incentives, there might go your incentive to pay for closing costs, which may or may not be a factor for you. I think we all can agree that lower rates are going to be great for everybody. Buyers and sellers going to make money cheaper to borrow and those monthly payments more affordable. Does the information in today's video, does it make sense to you? Let me know in the comment section below, and ask your questions also in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them for you. Guys, we try to create content that will help you make one of the, if not the biggest decision of your life. So if your decision is to move forward and buy a home in New Braunfels or sell a home in New Braunfels, either way, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, thank you so much for watching our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.